Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Let's do voicemails and emails. We have a new printer here. Everybody, we've all been enjoying the new printer pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Not bad. I haven't
So far, so good?
I will tell you that this is a Tom and Dan first. We've had that printer for exactly 3 months. I have never reset it one time. Not even one time.
All right.
Pretty impressed.
How long will it last?
Well,
I need to last like a good
I got a guy.
10 years.
I think...
I got a guy that works on circuit boards for printers.
What does that mean? Oh, that's your husband. He works on your circuit boards. I know what that means. He gets under the hood.
Can he get us some circuit boards?
Not now.
Do you need some?
I don't know.
I mean,
what
we
can he
flip
do
them.
for
Can
us?
we flip
They
them?
can refurbish ours
Can we flip-
if it messes up.
Oh, I like that.
I mean, is that worth it? How much is that printer?
It was
it's
expensive,
expensive.
man. Yeah, that one was like, I think like that one was right under 1,000.
What?
Yeah, no, I didn't want to tell you. This is the first time I'm telling you.
Yeah,
but
I've been looking at the
I thought it was $100.
No, I had to get you
$100.
I had to get you 3 months in, and I had to get you locked to it. See, now you're in printer land, and you enjoy that delicious $1,000 printer that we have. You love it.
Nothing's $100 anymore.
No, except for
Everything-
dinner. You go to McDonald's, $100.
Yeah. Chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
$100.
it is expensive to eat. Okay, anyway, emails, voicemails. Let's go, Sammy.
Okay, this is.
I will
hey,
never
Dan.
say that again. By the way, I will never say
Let's
let's
go,
go,
Sammy.
I will never say let's go, Sammy. I don't think that's.
I consider you a little fashion forward as far as accessories go.
Wait a minute. Do you consider me a little fashion forward, or you consider me little fashion forward? Because one way is an insult, and the
Right.
other is a compliment.
Do you ever think about how you style your shoelaces? I'm not big into
No,
fashion.
next email.
But I have dabbled into this as not just for style, but actually keeping the shoe on my foot better. Anyway, that's it, and thanks for Appreciation Week.
Yes, I do think about how I lace my shoes, and it comes from bullying.
Uh-oh.
The way that I lace my shoes is in a anti-bully style.
Meaning?
If when you are lacing your shoes, you take the laces, and everybody knows that first opening move you do with your shoelaces, where you thread it through the 2 holes at the very tippy top of the shoe, and you pull both laces straight up to the sky to even them out to make sure that they are the same equal distance, right?
Yeah.
If you go through the loops over, then bullies will take their 2 fingers, latch under that, and yank your shoelaces forward, leaving a big bloop.
a big
droopy
like
loop.
a
droopy
Droopy
loop.
loop.
Yeah.
If you go under, they cannot do
Oh.
it. My father, also a small man, knowing that his favorite shoe, wait for it, the Chuck Taylor, the king of the
Yes.
floppy loop, right? If you loop over in a pair of Chuck Taylors, a bully is going to floppy loop you all day long. If you loop under with Chuck Taylors, he can't get the loop. So you have to go under. I'm glad. This is a perfect voicemail, email, whatever. It's perfect because it is something that I had to deal with. You always go under, and if you don't know what that is, make sure your kid knows. It will save them a lot of bullying.
What about in the late 90s, early 2000s when all the skater kids were going straight over? You know what I'm talking about? So everything was horizontal?
Well, that's a style.
Yeah.
Now, that is straight up just fashion. Those kids, normally skate kids, the reason I would say that they're allowed to get away with that is skate kids are going to like be in their own pack. And your traditional bullies aren't going to go mess with those guys because
You know
there's
how many
power in numbers. You know?
Goddamn skate shoes I had to do that for when I worked for Journeys. Every kid wanted those.
Well, you got to know how to
laces
do
that
it
way.
yourself. I never had the lady at the
Yeah,
store do
I
it
did
for
it.
me. Oh, you were a nice customer
I got paid
service
like $6 an hour for that.
rep. Good Lord.
I have a shoe story. I don't know
Shoe
if
story?
save it for the BDM show, but all the shoe talk just reminded me.
You're giving the goods on ACT.
Yeah, buddy, what are you doing? You trying to get us yelled at?
I'm saving it.
And we're going to
BDM
record
show.
all this on Thursday.
But I went to the Altamont Mall
Oh, that's
For-
right. You were looking for fancy shoes.
for the first time.
Yeah.
and-
Did you pick up your Stacey Adams?
Did you take my advice?
You got
I
some
got a story.
pointers?
I
You
got a
some
story.
Snoop Dogs?
I got a story about not only buying shoes for myself, but also the shoes that Tommy picked out.
Oh, yes. I hope
yeah.
he got the longest Mexican pointy boots. I
something.
hope that Tommy Van, pawn shop owner,
He's got what I have. He has no idea what looks good. And,
You don't let them pick it out.
Yes, you do.
Well, now it's
From our
interesting.
perspective, you do.
I'll tell you the whole thing.
Okay, yeah.
But on the BDM show.
Okay.
Very good.
It could be.
Oh, wait. God
That's
damn
natural.
it. I've been given natural very goods lately, and I got to get out of that.
I will say though, we went to Altamont Mall
As a family?
Yeah, as a family.
Look at that. Family outing.
How did your boys react to the mall? Because we did this like 3 weeks ago. We talked about this, and you asked me, what did Maisie think of the mall? Remember? And I told you, I go, she exploded. She loved it. She'd never seen anything like it.
No, my boys don't really care, but
About nothing.
But they also
It's a lot of treats, and it smells.
Yeah,
There's
food
ice
court.
cream and Aunt Annie's and
the
cookies
they
and
li-
ice creams.
They like the ice cream, but I saw them looking around like, why is this here?
Right,
You know,
right.
like even they knew. They're like the internet.
Yeah, May loved it.
But it was kind of packed, although it seems like no one knows because we went to some other shoe store a little bit outside the mall.
Did you guys go to a regular shoe store, or did you go to like Famous Footwear?
What is that, DSW?
Oh, you went to DSW, yeah.
Which is just, that's where I had my panic attack. Not a panic attack, but I just didn't know. Crystal sent me there by myself.
DSW is...
And I was walking, I was like, what is this?
God,
and I was
you
like,
went to DSW? That's the land of Mexican pointy boots.
yeah.
God, I could have told
Anyway.
you can't go there.
But the
So
people...
it sounds like you probably didn't take my advice.
DSW
No, I
is,
never take your advice.
you know what DSW is? If for ladies, it's Steve Madden. And for men, it's Mexican pointy boots.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Oh, there was a lot of pointy Stacey Adams plastic.
Yeah.
But,
a lot of chaps.
But the people who work there are like, oh, yeah, the mall closes at 7 now. And that's it
that's
because
a
nobody
sad-
goes.
Oh.
And I was like, 7? And then I'm like, that's in 15 minutes. And then I was telling Crystal, and that's not true. The mall closes at 9. And nothing closes at 7. I have no idea why she thought that.
May
It was
I
weird.
pause you for
Maybe
a...
she's trying to force you to buy shoes there.
Yeah. But like,
That's
why
a good
does she
move.
care?
Spoken like
she
a
don't-
true...
They get commission.
Spoken
They
like a
don't-
true a shoe person.
The person working at the cashier gets commission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For every shoe.
It depends on the store, but some of them do, yeah.
Normally for the people they help. Can I pause you for a moment of romance?
Cashier, huh?
I'm sorry. Can I pause you for a moment of romance from our Twitch chat room? This is EJ. You can hear him when he does his segment Nerd Jock occasionally. I think it's monthly now. He said, I asked Danielle out for the first time at a DSW.
How'd that go down?
That's romance. You're in there shopping for some big for nothing shoes. You can't find your shoe
Did you
size
just
anywhere.
run into her at a DSW?
You walk in there, you're buying a big pair of Shaq pumps, and you meet a beautiful woman, and you have to ask her out, and you start your future there. You start your family.
Let's do an email.
All right.
Okay. Disney conspiracy. Hello and good morning, Sam. It's Joey checking in. I was listening to You Heard About This One, and I was curious if you guys ever tackled the many conspiracies of the Disney multiverse. It's a series of post-apocalyptic possibilities of which Disney characters are related to which ones. Also, it bridges the gap between Disney and Pixar. Also, it includes the A113 tie-in. It's mega rad. There's just over 40, and if you'd ever want to talk about them, please let me know. I think you guys would crush this topic, and if you need a guest star to talk nerd, please let me know. Thank you and have a most epic day. I am familiar, but it's so convoluted, I don't want to do it.
What specifically is he
Can you
talking
clip
There's
about?
some
note
where
us
it's
a
like,
little bit?
I'm just trying to think of some off the top of my head, like the parents from Frozen are actually Jane and Tarzan. You ever hear any stuff like
Oh,
that?
no, the parents from Frozen are actually Tarzan's mom and dad
Yeah,
because when
something
they
like that.
crashed, they lived on the island, wherever, the remote island, for an extended period of time, but eventually passed away, but after having new kids, right?
Yeah.
So the mom and the dad from Frozen had Anna and Elsa, and then they went on a journey to another kingdom, but then their boat crashed. So then they had to live there. They were never found. So they started a new life in the tropical land. They had or not Jane, but they had Tarzan, I think, is the one that I read. And that they were murdered, and then eventually Tarzan was adopted. They were murdered by a tiger, and then he was adopted by
now,
apes.
is there any evidence beyond just that they had a shipwreck? Is there...
Oh, these are all wild fan theories that they just put together. There's also Andy's mom in Toy Story is actually the cowgirl doll, Jesse's original owner. That's a theory. Belle from Beauty and the Beast secretly loved Aladdin. There's so many different theories, and they have their quote-unquote, evidence to back up their theories.
And
but
then
it's just so convoluted and so many of them.
I don't think it's real, but what's cool about it is I do believe that it's possible to not be real, but then have the animators and the studios lean in a little bit to keep it going.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that's
because,
why not?
Yeah, I mean, it just engages their core even more because, you could probably tie in a lot of these things loosely. Like most conspiracy theories, you work your way backwards and you're like, oh, what if this happened?
Yeah, there's tie-ins.
Just filling in the gaps.
The Frozen one that Sam mentions, when I first heard that, I remember thinking, wow, that's super creative. Like I could see a spinoff where they handle telling the tale of the mom and the dad from Elsa and Anna being Tarzan's parents. But I just don't think you're ever going to get that because it's not real, and it could be something, but they're just going to lean in enough to not really do it and just keep you guessing, I think.
Yeah. Why would they go out of their way to dismiss it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just
Right.
leave it out there so
But it is
people
cool.
talk about it.
It is creative, and then we're getting we live in a weird time where you can get people that take a movie and then recut it themselves and then release it and go hey, here's our version. And you're like, oh, that's cool. That's creative.
Yeah.
Very, very odd.
I saw, I was down staying with my buddy Turkey Leg this weekend, and I'll tell the whole story in the BDM show.
Not a BDM? Sign up, tomadan.com.
But their kids were watching these YouTubers that were I guess they're from Seattle. And they do their own songs. It's kid content. And apparently they're huge, right? I'd never even heard of them. Like Tommy, it's so segmented now that certain kids are into certain YouTube, content providers or whatever. But these kids, or I call them kids, they look like guys in their 20s. But they do songs, and they do that where they're commenting on cartoons as they watch them and adding their own effects into the cartoon that they're watching.
I've never seen that.
And it's they're just commenting on it, kind of like Mystery Science 3000 or whatever.
Science Theater 3000.
Where they're oh, look at this. They're commenting on a cartoon and adding stuff in there to make it funny for their viewer, which is primarily kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not good to me,
right?
But the kids love it.
Right.
My buddy's kids were singing the songs, right? They do some rap song about tacos, and they're like, "We left." It's garbage nonsense to me, but
I love rap songs about tacos.
Me too.
But it's not even good. But it's kid, in what they found.
How did they find it?
I have no idea. And they sell their own character toys and stuff.
Oh yeah.
They've made up their own characters and that's how they make money or whatever. But it's interesting how that content became popular. Because I'm guessing these guys just started it, and then for whatever reason kids really enjoyed what they're doing, but it's not creative or good, in my opinion, but they love it. It's weird.
It serves its purpose for what it is, but when you watch it, it's not like you're going to be like, wow, I'm into that.
Multi-million subscribers, millionaires.
But that's the thing, is that you can, again, when you look at that, is it successful? Yeah, absolutely, it's successful. But it depends on if you want to. Do you want to do something that's truly amazing, or do you want to just be rich? And that's the difference, right?
Yep. Well,
I don't think if you ever asked those guys and drilled them down and said hey, do you think your product and what you're doing is creative and amazing and really, really good? They might value what they do and they might know they're doing a good job. But I think in their heart of hearts, they probably know what they're doing is what they're doing, right? It's purely just to make money.
Yeah, but I guess you could make the argument that they figured out what kids like, because I was talking.
Well, I'm not saying they didn't. I'm saying they absolutely did do that.
It seems like garbage,
right?
But maybe they're hey, this is more.
You just sound like dumb old man, right?
Yeah, no,
because your parents thought the stuff you watched was dumb and uncreative too.
Well, not necessarily, because what I watched was content made by old people that was making content for kids that they thought kids liked. You know what I'm saying? We grew up on Disney cartoons and Warner Brother cartoons, and who was
Tom and Jerry,
but
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Old people.
Those are old men making those.
Old men were making content for young kids.
It wasn't like 16 to 21-year-olds were making content. That's probably why the quality isn't as good, right? Because with maturity comes the resources. With the resources come the quality.
But what's interesting, and I was talking to Turkey Leg's wife about this. I'm like, it's interesting. Like,
can we give her a name? Should we call her Turkey Wing?
Turkey
Wing.
But we grew up on content made by old people for young people. They had no idea. They were just speculating what young people would like. Whoever made Darkwing Duck, right? Like, they made this cartoon, came up with it, but it was all old people. Like, the people making content for the...
But that's why you don't understand the new stuff, because it is younger people that can relate more to younger people.
True. Yes, yeah. And
that's why they know what they want.
Well,
they're not that far of an age gap away.
Well, no, these are 25-year-olds making content for 6-year-olds.
Yeah, but they probably have kids or... or friends around them that have kids that are that age.
I don't think these guys have kids. Like,
a lot of the people
19,
that make
20
kid content do not have kids.
Yeah, like I wonder if we can look up. It's an
What's
Asian guy. I have no idea. They're YouTubers.
Text Turkey Leg's wife and see maybe if you can get her to reply what it is. We'll deep dive on this. Here's what I will say about
some monster involved.
Because let's talk about quality, right? Like, a quality at some points can be subjective, right? Like what you like, and there's different tastes. But there is a baseline of quality, meaning whatever I'm watching has ticked a few boxes of things that I'm going to need to guarantee that are there in order for it to be a success. And I will say that a lot of YouTubers that I watch that are successful and are rich are not good. Like, the quality is not good. It's getting a lot of eyes, but it's not good in the idea that, I think this was to your point, like a Darkwing Duck versus whoever these guys are on YouTube.
Yeah.
I will take the Darkwing Duck 1,000 times over because it has a person that storyboarded it, that wrote it, an editor that went through that cleaned up all the wordage and made sure that it, the story basically made sense, that they were tying up loose ends.
Multiple animators
touched it. Then you had somebody that went in there to make sure the continuity of everything was good.
Voiceover actors.
Then you had a colorist go in there and cut. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these YouTube channels aren't doing that.
These guys, like, literally what it was is on the top left are these two guys and with microphones, and they are commenting on some cartoon that's a weirdo cartoon that they had found, like, it must be free use or something, you know what I'm saying? It's some weird amateur cartoon, and they're, like, making fun of it and then adding their own things to it. Right. And it's very rudimentary. Like it could be done with like me and you could do this with Melissa as an editor, and for sure do similar content.
Kids, maybe we should try to do that and see if we can go in that lane for a little while.
But we couldn't do it because it's so, in my opinion, so bad and not funny that but the kids loved it. That's the thing. Like, they tapped into producing content that these kids were enjoying, and obviously they have millions and millions of followers, and they got rich doing it. It's interesting that it's open source, right? Like, there's a lot of people doing that, and these kids or these guys just so happen to hit, which is kind of like hive mentality, open source entertainment, where it's like millions of people produce content and we'll see what's the most popular, right?
Yeah.
And these guys are the most popular in this demographic.
I'm going to have to check that out for sure. You want to do a voicemail?
Yeah.
This one was interesting. I like it when it's just a subtle thing to do. If you guys want to make this a trend, you may. I like it when people call in and then I hear their spouse yell from the passenger seat of the car. I think that's fun.
Tom, Dan, Sam, BDM Mike.
BDM Kylie.
We are on our way back from a beautiful weekend in St. Augustine and listen to you guys talk about bad experiences with customer service and old men yell at it. I'll the old man yell about good customer service. The Buc-ee's, that place is nice as hell and clean. Very clean. There was a dude in the bathroom cleaning up, making sure it was spotless. They had all the creamers out. It just was a nice place. Nice place. Good experience. Good customer service. Well done, Buc-ee's. Sucking fat titties.
Oh, man.
Damn it. I'm sorry.
Well, Buc-ee's is killing it because they still have to cater to the truckers and the people traveling, especially now.
They got it on all sides. They're the Hard Rock Cafe of trucking gas stations. Like, you got everybody wanting to go there because it's kitschy and fun. You got people that want to go there. You got old people wanting to go there for the spectacle of it. You got young people wanting to go there to get the gear. You got to have a Buc-ee shirt, right, to be cool.
It's also fairly new. Give it some time.
I am not a
the
fan.
Wawas used to be really nice too.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Buc-ee's, but it's very clean. The brisket is very good. I loved it. The barbecue sauce is good. Little disappointed in the jerky wall. Everybody's super nice. The gear there is cool. Got gas easily. It's just too many people for me. It's too much of a spectacle. I'd rather go to a regular gas station, get in, get out. It was cool. I went there. I did my thing, and I'm out. Some people literally make pilgrimage to Buc-ee's to refuel. Meaning, I got to get back to Buc-ee's and get my favorite candy bar and my jerky, and then I like the brisket, and I got to get a new hat. I got to get a new shirt. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, and they must take care of their employees if they have good customer service and they're clean.
Right.
That means they have employees, so that means they must either pay them well or take care of them or have some sort of loyalty.
But they do something with their employees that I'm a major fan of, but I'm sure the employees are not a major fan of. And I love this, and I would like to implement what Buc-ee's is doing here. Buc-ee's and also the pizza place in Orlando named Tomasino's. Whenever you are delivering a pizza at Tomasino's, you must wear a black fedora. When you're at Buc-ee's cutting brisket, you must wear a brown straw Toby Keith piss cutter cowboy hat.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Really?
Yes. And this is a good moment. I'm sorry, Sam, but I am also making it where all employees, we're owners, we're not employees. You're the only employee. Will have to wear a cowboy hat. So I'm sorry, Sam. Every day you have to wear a brown Buc-ee's I chop brisket piss cutter Toby Keith cowboy hat.
Apparently, Buc-ee's is not trucker friendly.
Oh, they're not.
No 18-wheelers allowed.
Oh, I thought you got the 18-wheelers through
No.
there. Well, Loves you can. And what's the other
I thought
one?
it was more of a truck stop.
Me too. I thought they did the trucking side.
Nope.
Huh.
Wow, then it there blows my entire
Does not
argument.
have gas pumps for big rigs.
Well, then it sucks.
How did it become
It's that
such
easy,
a,
folks. To change your mind, it's that easy.
Why did it become such a cultural phenomenon?
Because it's a giant gift shop,
Because
right?
it's excess. It's a big roadside Walmart.
But I see people post I went to Buc-ee's. It was a
because
destination.
It's hip. It's cool.
But for now, is it going to continue to be that, or is
No,
it just
like Sam said, it will
Okay.
go away. I
Gotcha.
mean, it'll still be a place that people pop in and, you got a Buc-ee's hat. Oh, that's cool. But it's,
Yeah.
Is it like a popular thing up north, kind of like Wawa was when it came down here? Everybody was excited about it. Or was it like Buc-ee's?
Yeah, they have
Okay.
a certain reputation. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So
I'm
the
just
brand
not-
just came south and
Yeah.
everybody got excited. Okay.
I think there's some in Texas. I don't know.
exactly like Wawa. And then the same thing
yeah.
happened when we got Bojangles for 1 year. And then they're
Right.
like, we're out.
Mm-hmm.
But then supposedly...
I was gonna say Good Burger. What a burger.
Whataburger. Supposedly we're getting so we had a guy that came in and bought up all these Bojangles in Orlando, and he built them out. They're beautiful. And then he closed them all down a year later. My wife was so upset because she loves Bojangles biscuits. But then there was a rumor that we're getting Bojangles back.
I heard we were getting an In-N-Out burger.
I heard that too.
We did just get a White Castle, and everyone freaked out about that.
Yeah, but that's over.
How's that going?
It was like a
now?
5-hour wait for it.
Same thing's going to happen with Buc-ee's. It's everybody goes crazy for a second.
What happened with Wahlburger?
Oh,
that
don't
still-
talk
It's
about
around.
it.
It's still. You saw his
Don't talk
mansion.
about it. Yeah.
That's burger money.
Man, it was a $69 million compound that Mark Wahlberg is selling.
Yeah.
Man,
Well, we talked to his brother.
I would hate,
Yes,
his
we
brother.
did. Yes,
oh,
we did.
Man, I would just hate to be. You got the $69 million compound. And then what do you got a Hamburger Joey over here. Old Hamburger Johnny.
Yeah. Well, he's rich too.
Oh, yeah.
But not
No.
$69 million compound
I
rich.
mean,
He's
know.
more like McMansion in
that's fine, though.
Champions Gate rich.
He probably never thought he'd get that rich. Yeah.
Would you like to do a voicemail?
Yes.
And continue. Here we go. This this one shocked me. It takes a lot to shock me. Sam, Google fart pillow.
Okay.
All right.
Hey guys, on this week's Friday free show, you were talking about farting in the bathtub. Look up fart pillows, or probably flatulence pillow is for travelers that fart a lot on a plane.
That's
I probably help out Seth a lot, but my buddy has one, or had one, back when he used to travel a lot, and he said it worked.
words.
I don't know.
What do you mean it
Sounds
works?
pretty cool.
Sounds pretty cool. What do you mean it sounds pretty cool? It's a pillow
What
you
is
fart
it?
into?
Well, I did find effective fart eliminators,
Couldn't that be anything? I mean, you could just bring a beach towel with you and fart into that.
which looks like just a little pad filter that you put in your underwear.
I don't think this is real.
yeah.
I don't think a fart pillow is a real thing that people need. And are there people that are like, I can't go on a plane, I fart too much? Are there people that farting is debilitating?
Flatulence deodorizer.
Oh, it's to keep
So
the
it's a
stink
little
down?
Yes, a little.
Well, why can't you put like a thing in your,
You can do that too.
Okay, follow me with this logic. You know those, my wife is, I hate these things.
One of the companies is gasbegone.com.
My wife is a big fan of the car air freshener that clips onto your vent.
Uh-huh.
Are you picking up what I'm laying down here?
Yeah,
Can we
I am.
get a vent clip for your...
I mean,
They
uncomfortable.
do sell filters.
To talk to Fairvilla about this.
What someone has like just extraordinary amount of gas.
I don't think this is a real thing. I don't believe that there are humans that get so much gas they can't fly. John Madden.
Well,
Too much gas. That's
Take
what.
gas pills, right?
Gas
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, there has got to be There's something easier than bringing a
Fart
pillow with you. Yeah,
and then
yeah,
is the
yeah.
pillow filled with your farts? And if so, touch that, boom! Blows the whole plane up.
It smelled like farts when we got in here
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah.
that's because Tom's doing. Tom's trying to be a bodybuilder.
No, I just
He
left
left a
broccoli
bowl
in
of
there.
broccoli
This
in
guy-
the fridge.
He's on the tee too. Did he tell you?
No,
No.
He's
I
doing the
tell
shots
you.
at his thighs.
No.
He's doing meal replacer. He's been walking around in tiny shorts and no underpants. Off-putting.
I'll get to the T.
I want to
It's
get to the
coming.
T. I want to get to the T first. But you know what? I'm thinking about getting the E. I'm thinking going full estrogen.
You can do it.
Big
boobs,
I'll be
yeah.
short, big old boobies. I'll be a badass four-wheeling
You
bitch.
think your back is bad now?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do big boobies, big ass. I get a four-wheeler.
Get the
I'm gonna be
Madonna.
like, I go Gators. I'm a bad country bitch. I'm little Daniele.
Oh, I saw some billboards for the Brazilian butt lift surgeon on the way in Miami.
Yeah.
So that's a big
Your
thing.
wife, your wife thinking about getting it?
Who is Sergeant Brazilian butt lift?
No. There's like my wife will tell me about the Brazilian butt lifts that people are getting,
They die from those
and I guess some
because they got to
people-
cut the bottom of your tongue. And it,
and so remember, did we talk about how people had to ride on the plane on their knees?
Yeah.
they have to use a fart pillow.
But
Does your wife want a Brazilian butt lift? Is that why she's bringing it up?
No, well, she says she's like, in 5 years I'm gonna go do the whole
The
thing.
mommy makeover
Oh,
thing?
no, don't do that.
I'm gonna do it all. Like, they'll take it from me, or I'm like, whatever you want.
Yeah,
You
we're
know,
doing it.
like-
I saw a lot of
and then
those-
I'm like, how much?
I saw
No.
a couple of those ladies at the community pool over the weekend, and let's just say when they start moving dirt from one area and putting it in other areas, it looks can look different. So it's
Yeah, now they do. I mean,
it's a unique lip.
If
Look,
you go to this is what
gotta
stars
go to the-
do.
You got to go to the good.
you got
yeah.
well.
You
I
can't
thi-
cheap out on
Here's
it.
what I would say, and I'm trying to be nice. I think it's really good for clothing, right? Like because your clothing is in a weird way kind of like your body bag, right? It holds things together. Like you don't want to see my ass out of jeans, but but when you see my ass in jeans, not that bad, right? I think that plastic surgery for the most part for ladies and men in clothing, it works really well and you look great. But I think when you start running around in swimwear, feeling yourself, you start to see a little more of the lines and the sag and the limitations that the human body has. So that's why I go back to my original comment. Sometimes when they're taking dirt from certain areas and moving to different areas, it just looks a little lumpy.
Listen, I saw
weird.
I saw Mark McGrath in person, and it blew my GD mind.
It did.
How
He's
good
how
this
smooth he was.
this guy looked. And that's a straight up plastic surgery. And that guy looked like he looked younger than me, and he's in his 50s, maybe late 50s. I
think
don't
late
know.
50s.
But that guy looked amazing.
You got another email, Sammy?
Sure. This one says, I used Blanchard Insurance and saved almost $600 a year and got better coverage than Allstate, which I would have been with for 9 years. I was just wondering if I get the Gabriel Plant giveaway for the insurance.
Yes. Anybody who uses our sponsors can get the Gabriella Plant giveaway. So if you use our sponsors, it's right there on tomanddan.com. I constantly tell people, like, you get a free plant.
Yeah.
And it's like a $30+ plant mailed to you for free.
I had a guy-
and then if you take care of that plant turns into $130.
Oh,
plant.
well, you
Like,
can start making money with it, yeah.
like I got a Monstera from Gabriel like a year ago, and now it's gigantic. I've already propagated it 5 times, so now I got 5 different Monstera. Like, If you're into plants,
But you're
pretty
good at it. A lot of people don't have your talent, buddy.
Hey, you just cut the tip and then put it in water.
Hey, now.
It grows roots. Anyway.
Uh-oh. Let's try this one.
Hey, Tom and Dan. This is a BDM Bob Mole, the guy that had leprosy back in the day.
Do you remember BDM Bob Mole? Okay.
I'm Bob Mole.
Bob Mole, the medium who had leprosy.
Hey, Tom and Dan. This is a BDM Bob Mole, the guy that had leprosy back in the day.
All right.
I just want to let you guys know, man. You guys sent me a card that says thank you. That's awesome. That's more than you guys had to do.
All right. Thank you, Bob
Oh,
Mold.
thank you.
Mole or mold?
Thank you, Mole.
We appreciate you, Mole.
I don't
Now get the
remember.
digging.
He had leprosy?
It all runs together. I met somebody over the weekend that was like, I was just on your show. And I was like, no, you weren't. I
thought,
don't think you were.
like, I knew that leprosy still exists in, like, third world countries. And, like, I know there's still lepers. Can you call that? Can you say that?
Lepers? Yeah, you can say lepers.
In, like, India and stuff where it's, like, real extreme
You just
poverty.
can't say leppies. When you say leppies, it's derogatory. You have to say leprosy.
But how did this guy get leprosy in the United States? That
Usually
still happens?
usually from traveling, right? That's how all this starts.
And
All it takes is one wet market.
do
And
you-
next thing you know, you got some
is it contagious?
I don't
leprosy?
know.
Like, and can you fix it easily?
leprosy. Not if your arm falls off. I feel like if your arm falls off, that's a hard fix.
Well, I think once your like nose and face starts falling off, like that's because you let it go way too long.
Yeah.
Like I think you can get shots right at the
I
beginning.
don't want my nose to fall off. Out of all the things, right?
That's what happens, right? It's like the whole leopards.
What would you do if your nose fell off? What do you
Bandage
do? You just wear a buff all the time, right?
You go
Or you
into
never
hiding. You go into hiding.
go into hiding.
Yeah. Or I mean, you know, you can get away with wearing a mask. I feel like for the rest of your life nowadays, and just claim that you're being.
Can you go
careful of
swimming if you have no nose?
No, it gets in your nose holes. You have to plug those up.
What do I put on there? Just a piece of Play-Doh or something? Put a piece of
Tape.
clay. Put a piece of clay
Yeah,
on there.
flat.
Smush it in there good.
Or goggles with the full.
How
face
does your
goggles?
skin? Does your skin go down to the bone and just kind of say like, okay, this is where we're healing up here. We're just gonna heal up here, and then you have exposed bone. Because people have this thing,
Yeah.
right? Especially people whose faces have been devoured by monkeys. They have a lot of people like.
Yeah. But you got
Monkeys love eating the nose, man. They must taste good as hell.
You need something over the bone.
What do you think is the best? I have heard from my Spanish friends that the cheeks, because they eat
Which cheeks?
They eat pig cheeks. So I'm just going to assume the human cheeks would be the tastiest part.
Top
So,
or bottom cheeks?
Bottom cheeks are too fat. I'd have to eat your
Okay.
face cheeks. I'm sorry. Plus, you're my producer. It'd be a little weird for me to take your pants off and start roasting your cheeks, right?
Well,
if we had a
Yeah,
plane crash,
that
it'd be
would be weird.
Out of just pure respect to you, I would eat your face cheeks first.
I feel like nobody's been in the position in a long time to have to eat another
Cheeks.
human to survive.
There's been no cheek eating. Lately.
weird, right?
No, it's going on now. The world is a scary place.
Well, I'm saying the last time that happened was that in like the 70s in the
that
movie Alive,
hockey
right?
team or something. What,
But we haven't heard
Soccer
about it.
team?
Soccer team?
Like, you think one other instance beyond, like in the past 40 years, where you would have to eat someone to stay alive, and it's not really.
Where would you start? Seriously. So I die. You and Sam are locked in here. Can't get out. And you need food. And I'm just wasting away over here. And you're like, well, we better eat him.
Yeah, but
Where do you start on
well,
me?
Then, we need to be in the cold. That
You know where I'm going to
preserve
tell
them.
you? You need to get my bike legs. You roast one of
muscle.
these bike legs. It's delicious.
But I don't need I need the fat. That's where
Belly. Then you want my belly.
Yeah.
That's a sweet. Just slice a piece of that and just roast it over the fire.
Apparently, that's what keeps you alive. The fat.
Let's try this voicemail.
So I just listened to the Weird Job Wednesday with Sylvia. I know I'm a little bit behind, but she's an incredible person. It was a great story. She had a great sense of humor and everything, but I wish you would ask these people who are great human beings why the hell they listen to your show.
How dare you?
I'm a scumbag. I'm a terrible person. I identify with you guys, but somebody like her who's
Wait
a
a
great
minute.
person.
Yeah, 'cause hold on a second.
Don't throw me into that. I'm not a terrible person.
We're none of us here are terrible people. Our listeners
I don't know. I was
are.
reading through this email exchange with another listener that Tom had, and I'm like,
What? Oh, what did he say?
I don't know if I should read this on air.
Oh my
That's
God.
all subjective.
Well, what are you
can
talking
read
about?
anything on the air.
Why are you
Okay.
forwarding emails to Sam about our dirty work?
You could read any of my emails, just not my text.
Do you want me to read this exchange? Okay, well, someone sent Tom an email that says, I mean, if your kid is failing, the teachers will say something. I know this because of things. No matter what, you will be notified of the deficiencies, even be asked if you want extra help. You must not have been paying attention.
This was a mad drunk teacher, dude.
And
Come on.
yeah.
Come on.
And saying the teachers don't care, that's bad, just bad. I know you like to badmouth and exaggerate everything, like Dan and his ants. A pile of ants was actually one in his sock.
No, it was a pile of ants. You guys were there. This guy's
calling you guys goddamn liars.
Yeah, you're a goddamn liar. I stood in an ant pile and puked in front of a listener's house.
He goes on to say, you just take the bad line against people. It's a different, exaggerated thing, but you do cross too many lines. Teachers do care. Get off the lines.
Yeah, teachers do care. Some of them do. Some of them also don't. Slow down and step away from the bottle.
So then Tom replied, I'm sorry that's what you thought you heard me say. I mentioned my son got some failing grades on a couple spelling tests, and I thought it was interesting because I can't spell either. That was the extent of the conversation, really. I don't think I said his teachers don't care, but if I did, it was a passing, exaggerated comment.
You said their names and you said they didn't care. You also said where they You said their houses and we doxed them.
Dan and I just mess around with every topic, including our families. Our intention is to try and make people laugh. Sometimes people take what we say personally, and I understand that, but it's not our intention. Sorry you took what I said personally as an insult to teachers.
That's a nice thing.
That's
a nice
And he
email
said,
back.
thanks for listening.
Yeah, it's a nice email.
He never emailed me back. He never said, "Oh,
Well,
okay,
get off the line."
More than
Stop
likely,
listening.
I'm just gonna guess that guy probably was like, maybe I was a little spicy because I was off in the drink a little bit.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I'm gonna guess. Could be wrong. Maybe he was just naturally spicy all the time. But sir, yeah, we weren't trying to piss you off. My mom was a lifelong educator. We love teachers here, especially on the show. We love teachers. But
Also, people hear things with emotions.
I know I
all
do.
the time.
I do.
And
know I do.
They take it personally, like you're saying something, and you're like, he's saying something about me, and I'm like, why would you think that? I'm like, I don't even know you.
Man,
I'm not even mentioning you. It has nothing. Even in the email you wrote, it had nothing to do with you. Like my comments were not about you or anybody you know.
No.
And also, it is none of your business, right?
I mean, you put it on the show, so.
No, but not personally. His
He's saying
business.
personally.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm making a comment about my life, and people take it personally when it has nothing to do with them.
I do that though.
Yeah.
I know,
but I don't know why.
Well, because I internalize it and then I apply it to things that I'm feeling in my own life, and then it makes me feel, maybe bad about myself, or maybe makes me feel bad about other people I know that don't care, and then I feel the need to want to justify it and like kind of get in there and mix it up, you know?
Yeah. But, I wonder what, like, they feel that email, like, they have to be, I
What
gotta
it tells,
tell
you know what it
Tom.
tells me? It makes me feel like this guy's a good teacher.
Right.
Because if
he
it
does
triggers
care,
you,
yeah.
if it triggers you like that and you need to reply to Tom, then I want you teaching my daughter because you give a damn.
Yeah.
Like you heard that and you're like, it bothers me.
Right.
I like teaching kids. I like making them smart. I love what I do, and I heard that, and it infuriated me. And maybe I think it's a good thing, not
Also,
a bad thing.
I don't think I ever said, and I'm virtually certain that all teachers don't care about anything.
You might have said that some teachers don't care, or like we get caught with this.
But
one.
Let's not pretend that all teachers care, 'cause that's not true.
Neither
one is true.
We do this a lot where we'll be like, teachers just don't care. There you go. That's all
Sure,
you
it's
need
like
to
a
say.
general,
And
statement that.
You say something like that, and then next thing you know, it's off to the races. But I think that I'm just going to take the positive aspect. This guy's email, sir, you're probably a really good teacher. So sorry about that, and keep doing what you're doing. We need
Get off
you.
the lines,
Yeah,
Tom.
we need you doing that.
Yeah. Well, if you did care, I'm not talking about you.
Yeah, but this sounds
You think it's
awfully
hurting the
familiar.
reputation
This sounds
of
a lot
teachers?
familiar to you and I talking to each other, right? Where you're like, well,
Yeah.
that's not what I'm saying, and I'm like, but that's how I feel.
Yeah,
and then we have to
yeah.
hug.
Oh.
Let's try. Yeah, we got a couple minutes here. Let's try. Did we do? What was that? Yeah, that was email.
Yeah,
Let's
that
go.
was an email exchange.
Yeah, let's go.
I'd like to read some more of those. You guys send some more hate mail to Tom, and I'll read them
Let's
the back
try.
and forth.
I like
I
this one.
rarely get it. That's why I emailed back.
Yeah, let's try this one.
You guys were talking about bidets at your grandparents' house, My grandparents had bidet in their bathroom at their house, which also had carpet, which was weird. But
Got to pause in there. My grandmother's bathroom had bright, not neon, but very, very similar. I don't even think neon coloring was like an actual thought. You know, like we had actual neon colors, but they didn't think to make like, hey, let's copy and make Crayola neon markers. Her entire bathroom was like neon green, and it had the makeup mirrors that were on those expandable like boxing glove punching, like a long, like I don't want to, wouldn't even, I don't even, I'm vetoing crazy. I don't even know what that thing is called. It's like a,
with the kid from Goonies, you open your trench coat, Data from Goonies, and then the boxing glove, they extend.
What is that thing called? It's like a lever, but anyway, she had a makeup mirror. She had multiple makeup mirrors. She was beautiful. My grandma Lucille looked like a fashion model. She looked like Betty White. If you look at old pictures of Betty White when she was young, that's exactly what my grandma looks like. Exactly. Her name was Lucille. And she had the bathroom of like the stars. It had like multiple mirrors on those things. And then she had carpeting. And then her bath, her toilet had like the carpeted top. And then the carpeted top on the top. And then the carpeted thing around the bottom.
Did she have that thing where
multiple
it's a little
curling
stool that you can pull out and a makeup counter?
Yeah, like a mirror, and then like a little stool, and then like little drawers for all of her makeup, and then a brush for her long hair.
I like it when the lights are in the mirror.
Yeah, you
yes,
too.
yes, she had that.
That's super fancy.
He continues.
I remember being a little kid and asking my grandmother what the bidet was. I didn't even know what it was called, and I think whatever explanation she gave me, I just assumed it was an old lady toilet, and that's why it was next to the regular toilet, so her and my grandpa, I guess, could hold hands while they poop. I don't
know. He got out after that comment. He's like disgusting and hung up. I always thought it would. There was a moment when I thought it would be cool to have two toilets, not side by side, but just I think having a way that both people can use it is nice. Like two shower heads is great. Why not have
that's
one
personal time.
What about a tank in the center and then two toilets, one on either side? You can go back to back.
No, I don't want that.
Yeah, but no, like I don't, I'm by myself, and I don't bother my wife when,
My wife bothers me. Your wife doesn't bother you when you're pooping? My wife bothers me.
We have an understanding that I don't like that. That I'm by myself and no one's looking at me.
Oh, looking at you anyway.
I don't like anybody looking at me.
Jeez Louise.
Nor bothering me.
Don't look, don't listen.
Yeah, don't talk to me. All right. Bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Let's do email messages. The word written on the paper page.
This is one of my favorite topics that we've brought up, and I continue to want people to send in emails about your poor childhood adventures.
Oh, that was dowsing rods. Damn it.
As a kid, my mom worked 2 jobs, so my cheap-ass uncle on the weekends would take me to the flea market to walk for hours on end, only to never buy anything, or we would just go to a gun show. The only reason I went was for the CC's pizza at the end.
Yeah, I went to a couple gun shows with my buddy's parents. A lot of gun shows, actually, that, like, so many, in fact, that, like, it was only people that I knew that weren't from Florida that sort of made me realize that we have a lot of gun shows. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I thought it was just like everywhere across the United States has a lot of gun shows. But you talk to other people that move here, and yes, we get a ton of people that move here, and they're just like, man, you guys have a lot of gun shows. I'm like, I guess.
Yeah, I thought this was normal.
This was the average, yeah.
I mean, like, I've been to a bunch of them. I've been to a lot of baseball card. Before, it used to be that a lot of these little baseball cards, reptile expos, a lot of these were free places that you could go. I think it's relatively recent that they are now charging for like the expos and stuff, and usually it's pretty reasonable, like $5, $10, just to cover their cost because they're having to rent out places. One of my favorites the ultimate in cheap, I have kids childhood hacks was the AKC dog shows over at the big convention center here in town.
Yeah.
Me and Andrea figured out, and we only did it 2 years, and then they COVID took it away. But the creme de la creme, the best hack as a parent, because name a little boy or little girl that does not love a puppy. And all you need to do is walk into the AKC and you have nothing but every dog breed known to man and all the, and you just walk around and they give you a free pamphlets, and they're old people. They want to be seen. They're like, please come talk to us. We're dying. Like they love it.
But you can't like pet their dog.
You could.
You can.
You could. Not COVID killed it. It's all gone. All of it gone.
Oh, yeah,
All of
yeah.
it gone. You could. We did 1 year where we got to pet them. The second year was kind of inching into COVID, and they're like, and then it was gone. Done. And it was free, dude.
See, like, I don't count, and this doesn't give me as much joy as, like, the parents that took their kid to the city to ride the elevators.
I did like your Ron John idea. I got a couple emails about that. That our Turkey Legs Ron John idea.
Well, because, like, this, I feel like taking your kid to the gun show, or your uncle taking you to the gun show, like, he wants to go to the gun show.
Yeah.
So he's just taking his nephew where he wants to go, and then, like, hey, I'll watch him as I walk around the gun show. So
yeah, it's like doing errands with dad.
yeah. So
I mean, I felt like that was my entire childhood.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
get to pick what we wanted to do.
Well,
No, yeah,
again,
that's
we
the
cater
80s.
to children a lot more now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what parents
We
do
care.
now is like we're slaves to our children.
What do
Yeah,
you? Yeah, it's like, what do you guys want to do this weekend? That was not a question asked at
Yeah,
my
yeah,
house.
Yeah, like remember your whole diss of Fun Fridays was that it was Tom getting done with the show to like then like, okay guys, we've planned the most magical adventure for you, and it's like,
Yeah,
what?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that?
And so I like it when old school parents that were poor like actually catered to the kids to want to do something just for them, but it was ride the elevator.
Yeah,
You
couldn't
know,
afford anything.
Yeah,
so,
because
yeah.
they don't want to do that. Like they don't want to go. It's not fun for an adult, but
Right.
but so that is what makes me laugh. Is like you actually did want
They're
to
trying
do
to be
something.
creative with no money
Yeah,
and try
yeah.
and have their kids entertained.
But there
Or
were
watch
things-
the airplanes take off or whatever.
yeah. Oh, we did do that.
Yeah, we would do watch the airplanes, but then there were other ones that I feel like my dad would go a little further, right? Sometimes he would get out like drawing paper and pencils. My dad's a decent artist, and he'd be like, "Hey, come draw with me." Sometimes he would take me to fish with cane poles. Just we'd walk down the street to like a pond. There may
hate
not have been
fishing.
any fish in there, but at least we were doing something, right?
That was another thing that my dad liked to do that I was forced to go along with.
Oh, fishing!
I
Yeah,
hated it.
Yeah. My mom used to take me to feed the ducks at Tropical
Yeah?
Park.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a free, cheap thing.
Yeah,
Like
I feel like that's a good one.
we take the half loaf of stale bread that we had that was good, had a little mold on it.
Yeah.
And then we'd walk to Tropical Park near our house and feed the ducks.
When did you age out of that?
I have no idea. I have a very little recollection of like
Yeah.
what age. All
I
that
don't
stuff,
either.
but,
Like I tell stories now, and I tell the story, and then people are like, "How old were you?" And I'm like, "I got nothing."
Yeah.
Like I have no, like all that age of like cane pole fishing with my dad and stuff like that. I don't know. What was I? 8, 9, 10? I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I've destroyed my brain.
Yeah. Well, who knows exactly what they like? Some people are like, "Oh, when I was 6 years old, I was
Crystal's
doing
like that.
What the hell?
Andrea's like that.
How do you know that?
I don't-
How do you know the date? Like it all blends together now. Under 20 for me. It's like all like I'm like all right. Like when I started driving, there's certain like markers, time markers. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it must have been driving at this point, or like I was a teenager, didn't care. Like I know when Nintendo came out, didn't care about much.
Yeah,
Like if
yeah.
I played that, but I couldn't tell you like what. 6 years old, 7 years old. What I don't know what the hell I was doing at that time.
Yeah, I
You know.
have very, very few real actual memories.
Sounds like there might be a little childhood trauma over there you're blocking out.
Oh yeah, a lot of trauma here.
I think it's just hitting my head and weed.
That too, that too.
You know, like, yeah.
Hey Dan, when you vacationed in northern Georgia, did you stay in Helen or was it nearby there? Would you mind sharing any info on the place where you stayed? I wrote down Jim's Smoke and Q when you mentioned it on the show as a
Jim's Smoke and
recommendation.
Q.
Anything else that you'd recommend in the area? We were thinking about a family getaway somewhere up there this summer.
Copperhead Lodge.
Appreciate any info you can give. If not, all good. You're busy. I continue to love the shows. Thanks for doing what you do.
Yeah, the Copperhead Lodge is where
that
we
what it
stayed.
is?
Yeah, I believe that's what it's called. It was
I'm
awesome.
going to write that down too. 'cause-
Jim, Smoke, and Q, the guys with BDM, they're lovely people. The family's phenomenal. You will love them. You can reach out to me or my wife, or reach out to me. I'll get the info and send it to you. I just didn't want to blow up the guy's spot. Especially if you have a motorcycle and you're looking to do like some really amazing Smoky Mountain motorcycle runs. They kind of specialize in that. It is gorgeous. I've never wanted to have a motorcycle more, but yeah, you will definitely dig it.
I'd say maybe skip Helen.
I mean, if you
Depends what you're into.
the mountain coaster's good. It's touristy.
It's
yeah.
very...
You could keep it on the list, but I wouldn't say you have to do it. There's a lot to do there. There's a lot to eat. There's a lot of
Oh, you should go
hiking.
to the Cabbage Patch Hospital.
We did that.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about it much, but it's worth going. It's kind of
It's
interesting.
just so unique and like weird.
Man, a lot of famous people have been there. A lot of presidents and a lot of super famous celebrities back when Cabbage Patch was the American Girl or the G.I. Joe.
Right.
I mean, there was a time when Cabbage Patch was the,
Number
the
one
Kim
selling
Kardashian of toys, right? The most popular.
Yeah, moms would fight over it at Christmas.
Yep. What else you got, Sam?
This says, thank you for all the great content. Holy Vito, was this week's BDM show great? Hopefully I don't ever find myself as a virtual crackhead living on the virtual streets. Y'all really helped me get my money's worth of this sweet, sweet True Leaf Pineapple Express. That's 2 shameless plugs. Hopefully that's not considered payola.
No, it's
Thank you all so much for all the great content. We appreciate you all more than you probably realize. P.S. If you read this on the show, please don't mention my name. Still incognito on the old medical.
no. Okay.
And that is from, no.
Yeah, don't. Just don't put your name.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, but we appreciate it.
Also, we have no rules anymore. I don't know if that's true, but it's seemingly like payola does not matter to us. Like that's not a thing anymore.
Well, we don't
To
work for
us
a big
personally.
radio company that has to, police that. We can actually lean in on that and do it.
But I guess, does it still matter? We should look it
No.
up. Does it still matter because we're still technically on the air,
Yes.
right? And so,
But we're on the air as characters, not real humans.
no, but
Paid actors. We're just paid actors.
But it's like, so do the same rules exist for us? Like we don't work.
Well,
we don't work for iHeart.
I would say
or
that
anybody.
Jack would probably say yes,
But how?
but I'm gonna say I don't know.
Because if we,
I see what you're saying because we're not under a contract under that actual company.
yeah, but it's FCC rules, so it's
Yeah.
a federal
Right.
rules.
Yeah.
That I think it would be on iHeart.
We
not on
are
us.
we are the medical marijuana of broadcasting.
Because we take money all the time to say whether we like our product or not or whatever.
I only say
Yeah.
that I only say the things I like for money.
I don't even know what because the payola rules are about getting paid personally and not going through the standard of the sales or your company, right?
Yeah, it was like you're like doing it off the books, so to speak.
So I remember there was a
we don't do anything off the books.
There was a famous, but everything's off the books because it has nothing. It's
There's
our
no
books.
Yeah, but that's
we
what
don't
I'm
have to
saying.
share them with anybody.
But that's what I'm saying. Because
Yeah,
it's
it's
off the
nobody's
books,
business.
it's nobody's business.
Yeah, but that's weird. But technically, it
It's
still
in
is
its own bubble.
Yeah. It's probably the answer is it doesn't even apply because they couldn't when they wrote those
It's self-contained. Yeah.
They like a situation like us didn't exist.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
But
So-
maybe they've changed the laws. We don't know.
Probably not because
Probably not.
No one's. I don't
Oh,
even
man.
think.
You know how long it takes to get those things changed?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. There's so many things.
Remember when the internet and the likelihood of you being seen or not seen within the internet about 2 years ago was like the biggest thing. That'll ramp back up here again.
What do you mean?
It just takes forever. Remember what they were doing with all the big main internet service providers. They were talking about charging more or charging a premium for you to be seen and kind of controlling it and regulating it that way.
Yeah.
And that'll ramp back up here again, but it takes forever to get these things changed. It's not a quick thing.
Yeah. Anyway, the answer is no one knows.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, the listener was saying all those nice things, not us,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
So
correct.
fine.
I have no idea.
Don't
and
know.
No one would even know.
No one knows.
No, if I ask
Nobody's
the
gonna know.
highest person I know at the radio station, they don't know. I'm guaranteed they don't know. No one knows.
Next email.
Roofer owning a parrot in Florida. Hi, Tom, Dan, and Sam. I had a laugh when you guys were discussing the parrots moving to Tom's house because someone offhand said a roofer has never owned a parrot. Well, I'd like to share that the only parrot and parrot owner I've ever known was a roofer and a handyman. My parents had a friend in the 70s and through 90s, an old leather-skinned suntan Florida man who owned a blue and gold macaw and would bring it to his jobs with him. It learned all the curse words, and the best part was that we took care of it for about a year for some reason. My mom claims the guy was living on a boat and couldn't fit the parrot cage, but looking back, perhaps he was actually in jail. Anyway, when it would get excited, it would scream every word it knew, including F you, God damn it, etc. So for 1 year, while I was in middle school, I had this vulgar parrot to entertain my friends in my home. However, the best trick this bird knew was this. The owner would walk to the beach, and if a woman came over to see the bird, while the guy was chatting with her, the parrot would reach over to the woman's shoulder and pull the string of her bikini to untie it.
Hold on a second. That's a game changer.
That bird definitely deserves some sexual harassment charges. Maybe that's why the owner had that year that he had to take away. Anyway, have a great day, and thanks for reminding me of the foul-mouthed bird of my childhood.
I like the idea of the parrot. I want the parrot to say something when he pulls it to be like, oh, yeah. I want him to say something like, get her done. So I don't know. I don't know what he.
And we made that comment about current day roofers, 1970 roofers of
Of course they had parrots. They were born with parrots. Everybody in the 70s had a parrot, right?
Yeah.
What's
Different
more
time.
roofer, parrot or snake?
Again, 1970s roofer. I think ferret. That all goes in there.
Ferret, parrot.
Yeah, parrot, snake. It's got to be albino though, and it has to be a constrictor, not a venomous snake.
We should do a show for roofers only, the Ferret and Parrot Morning Show. There you go.
Again,
brilliant idea.
Now we need to know Spanish. no one would understand what we're saying.
Yeah, that's true.
What another email?
So this says no kill mousetrap. So I caught a little field mouse that's been stealing some of my seeds. I was
Hold on a second. Who even says that? I'm going to catch this field mouse who's stealing my seeds. No modern day human says something like that.
Literally, the next line is, I was mad and said, I'm going to get this thief.
Yeah, nobody says that. Nobody says that's like from a fairy tale, right?
Now he's in a tube. I realize how much of a P word I am. I'm not going to kill this animal. Why did I trap him? What the heck am I going to do? I'm so silly, and now I got to get rid of this.
I'm a silly Billy catching this mouse.
I got to get rid of this before my 8-year-old comes home to say we have a new pet. I'm not a man, just a girl dad. Love y'all. Have a great day.
Oh, man. So he used a no-kill.
Hey, look at that printer.
Oh, wow. That is. I did front and back.
Color.
I did front and back. That's $9 right there, buddy. I did a $9 print job on that.
Yeah. The day and age of we don't have the balls to kill a small rodent.
I kill it. Any rodent that's in my house, I kill it. If you're
by hand.
Well, no, with a broom. I smash it with a broom, and I sweep it out, and then I use Windex on the guts. I kill everything.
With a small, what about a rabbit? Can you kill a rabbit?
Yes, I can kill anything. If it's in my dwelling, and it's not supposed
to
be, I would take the broom, and I would just keep pushing until the bristles. Yes,
that's a big talk.
Yes, I'm not kidding you. I would kill it. I don't want that thing in my house, and I'm not gonna. If I could shoo it out, sure, I'll do that first. But if it's just running around and I can trap it in the corner, I'll put the broom in the corner and just keep pushing until it's silent.
You put a box over it and try to put the
I would probably try that first, but I'm not. If it starts running around my house, I got to get it out of there. I don't want it making me late to go to Olive Garden. I'm just going to push it hard till it dies and then sweep it out of there.
But then what if you find out it was somebody's pet that accidentally got loose?
Well, you should have been watching it, and I probably wouldn't say anything. If they're like, hey, have you seen a rabbit? I'd be like, no rabbits here.
I've told this story before, but my 6th grade art teacher, Mr. Clark,
I love this story.
A real man, stepped on a mouse as it ran across the room like it was a cockroach. Yeah. And I remember it threw me off because I was like, I never knew someone's instinct was to step on a mouse like a cockroach.
I'd just be running from it, yeah.
Or, kick it, to stomp it like a cockroach was astounding to me, even as,
Did he ever fight in any wars, you know what I mean?
No. He's an old, old black gentleman that maybe he fought in Vietnam or whatever, because he was old when I was in 6th grade, but not old man.
Did he step on it fast? And he's like, that's unfortunate.
he's just like, oh.
Didn't even acknowledge it.
Yeah, stepped on it like a bug, and I was like, wow.
Make sure the safety's on your table saw. And then he started just going to do regular stuff, right?
No, this is art. We were putting papier-mâché mask. No, I remember, we were putting, we molded our face, and we made a paper-mâché mask for Mardi Gras or whatever. He wasn't teaching. He wasn't like a woodshop teacher.
Yeah, he's teaching you
something. He was an art teacher, but he
traditional Louisiana artists would make these masks in the. That's funny that he would be giving you the full speech, never break character, smash the rat, and carry on.
Also, I say old man, but he was probably
35.
Yeah, 35 when I was 12 years old or 13.
I finally got to meet Maisie's teacher because, with it, COVID and everything, it's like you don't get to come and go like you used to, when you go into school all the time. And when I met her, I was like, oh my God, you're a young teen girl. That's how I felt. It's just like everybody's so much younger than me.
Yeah,
it is a weird culture shock.
I didn't, and speaking of old men stuff, this was the first year I watched the NFL draft, and I couldn't believe how young the kids were coming out of, getting picked. And I'm like, oh my God. Like there was some offensive lineman that he had a baby face, and I'm like, wow, that kid is young. Like, he's 22 or whatever, but he looked like, just looked young. And I thought about that.
I thought about that with Mac
these are all
Jones
kids.
Last year. Look at this. He looked like one of my big for nothing friends.
Yeah.
Like it looks big dumb. And I'm like, no.
He's just like 22, 21, and you look like, you're 18. It's just like so young.
I know
millionaire.
I know we're not doing voicemails, but I want to hit this one for you because I think it might help.
Hey, Tom, damn, Sam, this is Jay Lucas, BDM. I just wanted to reach out. I was listening to the Tuesday episode on Sam's birthday on Twitch, and this is really for Tom. So with the carpal tunnel that you say you have and your hands burning, as a 14-year licensed massage therapist and someone who is familiar with sports injuries and pain as far as working for chiropractors.
This is not a sports injury, sir.
That is definitely something you could fix with massage. Been listening to you guys for a while now and continually think about how often you guys sound like you're falling apart. Would love to come in and maybe take care of some of you guys. Maybe a little spot treatment here or there.
Take care of me,
Either
buddy.
way, I'll be listening, and you guys are doing great. BDM Appreciation Week was hilarious. Thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
I didn't get a gift card, but I did get the signed postcard with a sticker.
Oh, wow.
So I guess that's what you get for the lowest tier BDM, which is fine with me.
That is not how
wouldn't
it
expect
works.
anything
Come
anyway.
on.
So
It was all
appreciate what
random.
you guys do, and I'll talk to you soon.
I don't
Bye.
know. I listened to this guy, and he sounds reputable, and I don't know if it was random. I don't know. You and Sam say it was random, and me as the
Dude,
third.
the hot tub guy was $1.95.
What
Yeah,
hot tub
yeah,
guy?
yeah. The guy who
he
won the
was.
hot tub.
But anyway, so this guy
I
wants
could
to
tell,
come
by the
in.
way.
This guy wants to come in and give us the old hand
All right.
release.
So-
How do you feel
okay.
about?
I'm not letting a BDM rub on me again.
No, this
I'll
guy.
let
this
anybody
guy sounds,
rub.
Yeah, I'll let this guy rub me.
All right.
Yeah. In fact,
I want him to bring in the table. We'll put it on camera. What if I'll put it on
What's his-
camera right here. I'll get nude and put the washcloth
What's
over
his
my.
hair to oil ratio?
I don't think he's. I think he's dry. I think he's dry only.
dry rub.
Yeah, dry rub. He uses just salt.
Okay.
Salt
Oh,
and black
God.
pepper.
I don't want to insult anybody.
We just
here,
said
but-
that salt and pepper and salt.
No, insult.
Oh, sorry.
So my wife goes to a massage therapist.
I
and
know.
she swears by it, and she
And it's
like,
that move. I see it where they go, yeah. And he's like, oh, yes. And
and
he's Russian. And then he eventually rips her yoga pants open from the back. And I'm like, well, I'm going to have to buy new yoga pants now.
And
Those are Peloton brand, sir.
and she swears by it and all that. And she's talked to her massage therapist about my burning hands problem,
Yes.
right?
Oh, my God. He needs some crystals and he needs essential oils under his armpits 3
Wait, is
times
her
a day.
massage therapist male or female?
It's a female.
Oh, okay.
But
It's a female male.
so she and she's like,
don't even know.
my lady says that you could fix this, just like this gentleman says.
Right.
That they know
Yeah.
whatever they fixed this problem.
You got to
whatever.
get the hand
It's going to be a
release.
hell of a lot cheaper than surgery.
Yes, and that's what they say. And then the surgery.
Go surgery because you get pills if you go surgery.
And then, but if you talk to a hand surgeon that has a, their doctor degree, they,
Doctor degree.
I'm a surgeon. I have my doctor degree.
Yeah.
they will tell you that surgery is the only true way to fix this problem long term, right?
Well, they say that because they want your money too.
That's what
Yeah.
the massage people say. Like, if
Yeah,
you
but
go
at
to a
least try
surgeon-
the cheaper one first,
Yeah, but
right?
the massage is never ending. It's like, I now have to hand release you daily in order to get your hands. I'm like, oh my God.
So my thing is just using logic, right? I'm like, well, this is a serious problem, right? Obviously,
you
like,
said it's bad, although you carried.
it's horrible.
Today, watching you carry 2 12-packs of Diet Coke from Publix, it was excruciating. It looked like
No.
It looked like you were about to cry.
No. It doesn't. I'm not in any pain. It's just like when I sleep, they burn on fire, and I can't sleep all night.
That's
And then my hands are numb at all times.
Did
and
they
I can't,
really turn on fire?
No. It just
Are you
feels
the
like it.
new dumb Ghost Rider?
And then they just constantly fall asleep at
And you also don't accept help because me and Dan were trying to help you carry the giant suitcase of sodas you
Well,
Uh,
bought.
because
No.
he thinks we're both weak, and he does, like, when he sees
Yeah.
weak people,
He
he's
saw
like,
me
no.
pick up that hot tub. I'm not weak.
Yeah, but he made fun of you afterwards. He goes, you did it wrong. I'm stronger.
So it's just I'm skeptical that massaging my forearms or whatever, my arms, is gonna fix this horrible problem that I
Yeah.
obviously have, right?
Because you'd be massaging them right now. Yeah.
Like, is that gonna fix it? I feels like you gotta cut in there and do something internally, right?
I agree.
Like, is massage gonna fix
When
it?
people
How
go,
can it fix
like
it?
when people go physical therapy,
This is
we know your neck's jacked and it feels terrible. All we're gonna do is put this rubber band around your head and you got to move it up and down 100 times. I'm like, that ain't gonna do nothing. You got to cut me.
Well, why don't you talk to the massage therapist and ask them how it's going to fix it instead of us? Me and Dan don't know.
Oh,
No,
I know.
You do?
Yeah.
How's it fix
It
it?
ain't gonna fix it.
Okay.
He's got to be cut on.
Here's the problem.
So you
If
get
I-
the
What if the
pills.
surgery doesn't work?
if
But
I
it won't. You got to you do like 2 or 3. When you get to the third or fourth, they get it.
if I go to the massage therapist every week or whatever, and then they're like, "How's it feel?" I'm like, because I'm going to tell them,
Oh my
like,
God.
I don't want
Well,
to
you're
disappoint
gonna say,
them.
I feel way better. I don't feel way better. I'm telling them what they want to hear.
Yeah, I'll just tell them because I don't want to disappoint them because they'll be super.
Yeah.
They want to make me feel better, but I'm like,
I
this doesn't
so
work.
want to help you.
And
I
yeah.
so want to tell you that you're helping me.
And then
Oh, it's a horrible
I'm,
cycle.
I'm just gonna live with burning hands, and this lady's gonna be, or my guy is gonna be massaging my wrists or whatever. And
Let's
then
do
I'm
a
like,
festival
oh, yeah.
this year called the Burning Hands Festival.
I got a BDM story about this that almost killed me.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh
my
my
God.
Or at least,
I
Sign
almost
up to
killed
be a
myself this
BDM.
weekend too. Wow.
or at least getting rocketed into a canal, Miami Canal.
That's not good. Is there a homeless man trying to break into
I think it's Crystal Van.
I think
I've seen somebody with a backpack. Is it Santa Claus? Who's outside?
It's Eric.
Oh,
We
okay.
didn't tell him the new password. All right.
Well, he shouldn't have the password to begin with. I don't know him
No,
that
he's
well.
our employee.
Who?
All right. Bye bye.